Dare to dream with me, my friends, about the perfect factory. A world of dreams, a factory of tomorrow. Something that will create and build and craft and will serve you and the people of your settlements for all time. A place that you walk into and you see a wonderful place of production and you feel proud that you, the salt of the earth, with your two hands and the technology of the brain and the mind come together in perfect harmony. Well, keep dreaming, because quite frankly, I haven't been able to make it. I haven't done a Build It video for about a week because I've been trying to make the perfect factory, and I'll explain to you all of the reasons why I have failed to make this factory. I have twisted, I have turned, I have thought, I have experimented, I have done mods, but the wonderful ideas that I felt I've come up with, they don't work. So we're going to rename this video. We're going to call it Don't Build It. I'm going to show you some really nice designs. I'm going to show you some really cool ideas. I'm going to show you loads of bits of my factory that I'm really pleased with. And then an overall system that doesn't work. I figured, hey, I've spent so long on this, damn it, I'm gonna make a video out of it, regardless of whether it actually works or not. I feel the working here is fairly immaterial. We'll go with just the aesthetic funsies. So, in deference to my usual question, I will simply say, can we cock it up? Yes, we can. Please don't unsubscribe, but I'm gonna show you a video of something that doesn't work. Please don't unsubscribe. Just it looks really nice. It looks really nice, and I'm gonna show you what it should have done and why I was so excited about it, and then I'll show you why it doesn't work. But hopefully you'll get some ideas from the stuff that we've done, or just enjoy my failure and be kind of like, ha! Look, you wasted your life, because I've been working on this for days and then trying to fix it for days, hence why no Build It recently. This was my grand plan. My grand plan was to have an office area like this. Ooh, look at the office. Thank you, Do-It-Yourself mod over here. Thank you, Eleonora's GTX 9000, for giving me some nice little bits and bobs to stick down here. Potted plant, of course, and waste bin. And the idea was, you'd come in here, you'd come into your factory, you'd come upstairs, and you'd click on the terminal, and you'd choose what you wanted. And so in this case, let's go, I'd like some 10mm rounds, please. And then the idea was that the factory would then just start producing it, and it would come up here, your lovely products, and it would all come in there, and there is some in there, but don't be fooled, it doesn't work, and it would all appear in there, and you'd get your stuff, and woohoo, and off you go, and you wouldn't have to do that stuff with kind of fanning about with putting components in here and there and putting things in and out of machines. It would just kind of do it. And why was it supposed to do this? Well, I'll show you. The idea was that I'd have this beautiful constant flow of stuff going around my factory, and as you can see, I actually have it comes along here and it goes up there and it goes up and along and then down, and I wanted that because the idea is, you know, when you make a lot of conveyor belts, it kind of ends up in a ring, and I wanted to be able to walk in it. I wanted to be able to walk under it, up these lovely ramps here from the scaffolding section, which the AI walks up, and I wanted to be able to walk up. I kind of walk under my factory, and I'm kind of in the middle of it already. And I also wanted to put the lift right in the center of the factory, because the lift looks great. It's mechanical, it's iron, it's dirty, and kind of putting the lift in the middle of everything else, it means when you kind of go up, then you're seeing the conveyor belt kind of around you all the time. And I thought that was, I really liked that idea. And when you come up here onto the platforms which I put in, which link really nicely to the lift, by the way, you can see the products coming out, and I just loved the idea. The idea was it would just go completely around you all the time and then automatically generate the stuff when you wanted it. And if you wanted to add new stuff to it, well, this is easy. You go to the hopper here, which nicely fits over it, and you just add some of your junk. So let's add some glass, we'll add a spring, we'll add a little bit of steel, not too much. 7 of them. We'll add shot glass, bit of plastic, bit of fiberglass. All right, and I'll show you the other end. So the idea is that things would constantly go around the factory and new things would add. I connected the hopper up to an interval switch, which is hidden somewhere up there. You see that one? See that little tower there? That's an interval switch. And what that's doing is that is making this thing open and close. Every 2 seconds, the power turns off and then it turns on again. Because if you have the power on all the time, the little flap is open all the time. But if you interval switch it, it closes and opens. And so you can see here, the new items are being added to the existing items, and they're just kind of going round and round and round and round and round. And the idea, and this is the bit this is the bit that kind of gave birth to the idea. Whoops, a few little bits have fallen off. It's not perfect. Is that everything eventually ends up going into the ammunition plant, and it doesn't have to be an ammunition plant. It could be a weapons plant, clothes plant, whatever. And then look, a hopper, a vacuum hopper. Everything goes into the ammunition plant, and then the stuff gets sucked out into the vacuum hopper. So everything that's going in here, here's some gears, will be sucked up into here eventually. So we should see some gears up here. Hopefully. Maybe. There we go, gears. And then the gears comes out here. So everything's just going round and round and round. And I really love that. You know what the problem is? You know the bit I missed out after I'd built this whole structure? I didn't realise that it wasn't going to work. The bit that cocked it up was the fact that everything gets sucked out the ammunition plant. Everything. Including the stuff it's actually waiting to build with. So it's probably at the moment waiting to get some lead and some plastic or something. I don't know what makes the ammunition, but it's probably fertilizer. It's probably waiting for kind of lead and fertilizer. But this thing sucks everything out. Therefore, even though it's about to make something, it sucks out the fertilizer, it sucks out the lead. It doesn't keep the stuff it needs. If anyone can make me some sort of a mod ammunition plant that means that it keeps the stuff that it needs, or adapts the vacuum hotter to not suck out the bits that are currently needed, I don't know. But basically the problem is you can't keep the stuff you need in the ammunition plant and have things constantly going around the edge. And I have tried everything. I have tried turning this off. I've tried putting a gap here. I've tried different methods of sucking things out. I've tried using different mods. I've tried this. I've tried that. But there doesn't seem to be a way to have everything just constantly going around the factory and have these things actually kind of function as well. I also tried the component filters. But the problem with the component filters is you end up with the same problem, is that this thing still ends up full eventually. You either everything stays in here or it doesn't. And I didn't want a situation where this was full of lead and the other machines over the other side of the factory needed the lead, but it wasn't there. But either way, my grand plan, my genius idea didn't work. So here's your quick tour of my non-working factory. Door with the new electric door. Two little barrels and stuff around. Loads of this stuff comes from a really lovely little mod called Warehouse Shells for Components and Ammo by Cartman 1975. Let me endorse it now. I will make a modded video on it because it's awesome, because loads and loads of the stuff comes from it. These come from it, and these like nuclear rods over here come from it, and looks like it's raining stuff off my conveyors. See, factory doesn't work. These bits come from it as well. It just instant decorations is beautiful, and side door. I love I really wanted, the other reason why I wanted to have these kind of things on different layers is to allow me to have front doors and side doors, and this feeling that you can kind of get around really, really nicely. I've also started experimenting with conduits here for the first time. You'll see there's the old wire, but then you see the tube there as well is there, and the tube kind of goes along, and you can see the tube of it comes around here for the lift. My kind of mission was make the wires as small as possible, so I brought the conduit around here, and you see there's just a tiny one little wire going from there to there, and the same above that one. They're basically as close as they can possibly be, and then I added these signs and ruined it all by putting wires around the edge. But the principle was a fine one. And what else did we do here? Yeah, these barrels are also from the decoration, and I basically put everywhere I could. I put in a second layer. So, and I made the layers all using this kind of mesh here. I really like the combination of the metal, the mesh, and the concrete. They work really nicely together. I even took out one piece of the foundations and put more mesh in there, and I think if you kind of stand here, if it's just all kind of a concrete foundation, it's quite bland, but just a few little bits of mesh here and there, even though you can see the stuff underneath it, it's almost like a kind of ventilation system or a hint of a basement or whatever you want to do. And then this was my office area, again the do-it-yourself stuff and a few other little bits around. This was supposed to be my hub. And then, I really like this, fire escape. The back of the factory could have been really bland, but a few double stairs going down the back with scaffolding underneath, and you've kind of got like an Insta fire escape. I could have added another, after the first staircase, these are two, I could have added another flat one and then come down again with another bit of scaffolding, which would be nice. Let me show you the shape of the whole building, because what we did was we built the machine and then built the factory around the machine. And I wanted to get a shape that was regular enough to look believable, but irregular enough to be interesting. So stuff like the fire escape is really useful. And I really wanted to incorporate the kind of triangles and the rhombus pieces, because I hadn't used them much with the warehouses, and I think they look really good. And I wanted to kind of force myself to kind of go a little bit kind of out of the box, if you'll excuse the pun with the, not because it's not square. So we on this side we had this slightly bigger machine than on the other side, which is the bit that's supposed to bring it up. And so I experimented with some different designs, like having it hanging out the building, different designs, and I thought, let's go with it. So we kind of put this greenhousey, see-through factory style on here. By the way, I really like these windows right at the top here. So this whole thing's metal, and then just glass windows right at the top. I really like that. It somehow in my head it feels quite factory-like or workhouse-like. And we added this kind of greenhouse area here. Greenhouse is the wrong word, but it has that kind of glass feel which the other side doesn't have. And in our head, it was like someone's built an add-on to this factory, or like, you know, a year or two after it's been built, they've extended this out for more storage or something like that. But I really like it. I'm sure there's some of you there kind of going, ugh, it's not symmetrical, but I like things not to be symmetrical. And we also then added on, originally the front was flat as well, and we added on this kind of front section with the door just a few steps forward, because A, it gave us more room, and B, it's just a lot nicer shape with this kind of cut forward roof again. And again, you'll notice the factory thing there. We made sure the windows lined up all around the edge as well, mixture of kind of broken ones and non-broken ones, especially on the glass bits around here. Bin around the edge, more barrels, side doors open, a few bits of stairs. Lighting is in all locations. If I come into land, that's not coming into land, that's not coming into land, I'm into land. Oh, whoa. Floating like some strange butterfly. If I take us to the middle of the night, there you go. You can see that we have power around the place and it still lights up very nicely at night. In fact, you could even argue it actually looks slightly nicer inside at night. I'm stuck through the gate. And we've got kind of fluorescent strip lighting, very almost lined up in various places. And the nuclear bits look really nice as well. And there's clearly something that's causing things to fall off there, which I will not fix later because the whole factory's broken. If you have any suggestions to fix my factory, I'd love to hear it. But I just figured I'd spent so long putting this thing together that, damn it, I was going to show you it even if it didn't work. I hope it's given you some ideas, or maybe taught you what not to do. Maybe I could just call my whole series, Please Don't Build This, It Won't Work. I'm really pleased and proud with how this looks. I just wish the thing worked. So I am sorry that today I have shown you a non-working factory, and in my next episode I will go back to things that are far smaller, less spectacular, and just make you go, oh, that's a good idea, rather than trying to show you heaven on a factory plate. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, even if not the outcome. Do give me comments. What would you change in the factory? How would you tweak this? Is my idea beyond saving, or is there a tweak that I can do to it? I hope it's given you some ideas and of decoration, if nothing else. And I'd love to see your factories as well. Feel free to link to an image of yours or an imager or something like that, or you can tweet to me as well at TheAdiposeTV, and I'm also over on Reddit as well. If you'd like to have a chat there, would be great. So interact with me, people. I do try and reply to most comments. And thank you for watching this episode of Don't Build It. I will go back to my disappointment and lethargy in the future. You have been fantastic, my friends, and I wasn't. And I will see you soon. Goodbye.